Hi everyone, it's Diane and this is the Angel Hug for the weekend of Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the 14th, 15th and 16th of June. And I'm just going to start with a card from the Secret Language of Colour. And for Friday, the message is connect with the divine. Now, we've been talking about liberation this week, and I would say that this card in relation to that particular aspect of our experience would be a reminder that a way to really feel free, a way to understand that we are not trapped, we are not bound by anything, is to go into that divine space, go into that place of consciousness where we connect with the divine aspect of ourselves, where we connect with divine consciousness, where we connect actually with the divine aspect of every being that exists on this planet in physical incarnation right now. So connect to the divine means several things. It means going to the divine, whatever you call your God, but it also means going into a divine space where you connect with your higher self. It can also mean, if you use that terminology, it can also mean connecting with others in a divine space. So it really is another way of saying, in a sense, see the bigger picture, see the higher aspect of everything, and gain an understanding that we're not trapped, we're not bound by anything in this physical reality. We're not limited, we are not imprisoned. We are as free as we say we are right now. And actually, in a sense, that actually is true in our physical reality, that a lot of this feeling of entrapment and imprisonment and observation is being peddled to us, and we can either accept it or not accept it. We can either go into a divine space and choose not to be in that place of fear, or we can collude with it and become drawn into it. We really need to go connect with the higher aspect and re-envision the dream that we are creating for our future. So whether that's personal or collective, the way to see the bigger picture on Friday, the way to experience that liberation, that freedom to do, be and experience anything, is to go back up to source, to go to the divine and have that divine experience, and, if you like, ask questions. What's for my highest good? What's for the highest good of the planet? What are we creating? How are we progressing in this co-creation? And just re-enliven ourselves with the spirit of hope and optimism, and of with the knowledge that we are creating change. We are here to create change. So connect with the divine on Friday. That's quite a lot to be going on with. And for Saturday, revitalize your nervous system. So again, I love this card because it always is a reminder to connect with nature, and because it's green, it's also the card of the heart chakra. So I would say, if you are feeling a bit jangled, a bit frazzled, a bit fearful or anything like that, on Saturday try to get outside, try to connect with nature, try to be close to trees, try to be close to a body of water, and surrender all of those cares, all of those worries into that space. Get back into a space where we feel as if we're actually once again empowered and in command of our being and our experience and our choosing. And very often, because nature is so ancient, so full of wisdom, so timeless, when we get into nature, we have a sense once again of that timelessness and of our infinite nature. So for Saturday, get away from it all. If the week has worn you out, or if you're just feeling frazzled or spaced out or uncertain about anything at all, and you just want to get clear, get into nature, revitalize your nervous system. It's not just about clearing away the stress, it's also about allowing ourselves to be filled up again by nature. And part of that is being filled up with positivity, away from some of the machinery, away from the consciousness that we're being fed, out into the truth of nature and the beauty of nature. And then once you're out there, see what ideas and inspirations come to you, see what new thoughts come to you about the way forward, about what to do next, what steps to take next in your personal co-creations or in our collective co-creations. And let nature bring you back into that green energy, into the energy of the heart. And remember that that's really what leads. It's love that's really leading us forward here. That's what will create a new reality for us, because we can't once again, solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. So we're really coming into the heart now, and nature is a very powerful way for us to be reminded of what that feels like. And for Sunday, I'm going to pick a card from the Saints and Angels because I love this deck, and I know it's a bit corny to choose Saints and Angels for a Sunday, but I just love them and it feels right, so I'm going with it. So let's just see what the energy of Sunday needs to be. Emotions, Saint Infinite. Right, so Sunday is going to be a very important day to look at what we're feeling and to get very clear about where we are allowing our emotions to be affected by the information that's coming to us from an external source. That's the sense that I'm getting about it as I feel into the vibration of the card in this particular reading. And I have to say, they always mean different things in different readings. So I might say something completely different if I pick this card on another day with another theme in mind and all that. So with this particular theme in mind and on this particular Sunday, I would say that this is the feeling that to liberate ourselves, we need to also take on board where it is that we are not free in terms of what are we accepting and allowing to affect our emotions from outside, whether it's from other people, from other consciousness, from the news, from the media, from all sorts of all the stuff that's going around at the moment that's just being churned up in the last attempt to hold on to the old ways. Just get into a space once again where we connect with our hearts and where we say, okay, actually at the very center, at the very core of my being, I am an optimistic being. I am an infinitely creative being. I am a beloved and loving being. And so therefore all is well. My emotions are safe. My emotions, I feel safe, and therefore there is no need for my emotions to be disrupted. So this seems like a very congruent reading leading towards reconnecting with our hearts, reconnecting with our emotions and with what really feels true for each individual one of us. I know that when we talk about the truth, it can be a little bit tricky because we all have our own truth, and it's really listening to everyone else's truth that's gotten us into this mess. So we really need to each individually connect with our own personal truth, and from that place, if we feel ready, willing and able, connect with the higher truth of every other being that we are in this co-creation with. And that's it for Sunday. I've just picked another one though while I was talking because I felt like I wanted to, and it's Guardian Angel, and the message is blessings of abundance. So for Sunday I would also say liberate yourself from the feeling of lack by going into that divine space, by allowing yourself to regenerate at the heart space, at the heart level, and knowing that infinite, that sense of the infinite once again. So for Sunday, we've got the emotions. So if there are any fears at all that you've been having about whether or not it's possible to achieve this or to achieve that or to cope with this or cope with that because of some feeling of lack, then the message for Sunday is also going to be to really get mastery over our emotions again concerning that, to go into that divine space, to ask for the answers, to ask to be shown the way, to be shown the solutions, to start to heal whatever that situation is, and ask our guardian angels to show us, to remind us in some way that we are abundant, that we are already abundant, and that we are in an abundant world with the same right to abundance as every being. Every being on this planet has that sovereign right to live in abundance, peace and joy. So for Sunday, just come into the heart and ask to be reminded of that and to be given a clear sign that we are taken care of. So that's it for the weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Thanks for listening. Bye.